I take it myself, and I've got my bag. And this is a powder that you can put into your smoothies. It's interesting because pumpkin is so nutrient rich that, maybe we should have called this purely mineral. It does have other minerals. It's got, number one, actually, it's a top source of magnesium.
Then let's hit on Resvital here. Resveratrol. People have heard of this.
This is a product that Miss Judy actually uses a lot herself. And so I started asking her, and she explained to me that this grape, which is a sour grape, it's from the Middle East, it's a young grape, so it's not very sweet, and we freeze dry it. It has high amounts of chromium and potassium, and the chromium in particular is excellent for blood sugar balance and regulation in the body.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Episode number 130 with none other than Steven Harkins. He's back with us, folks, for our monthly check-in with North American Herb and Spice. And I'm your host of the podcast here. I'm Dr. Dayan of Healthy Habit Medical Center, located right inside Healthy Habit Health Foods. Steven Harkins is the Director of Education at North American Herb and Spice. We're proud partners with this company for the last decade plus here at Healthy Habit. And they've been kind enough to come on for monthly check-ins here for the last several years to break down what's new and hot at North American Herb and Spice and what's going on behind the scenes at the company and highlighting popular products and much more. So, Steven, welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back.
Well, let's just dive right into it, my friend. We're going to start with some products that we wanted to mention that people might have not been aware of how effective they are, especially here in allergy season for building up that immune system and much more common inflammation in the body. Let's start with a food-based zinc. This is coming straight from Whole Foods, not the store, but actual whole food ingredients. Purely-Zinc Plus. The stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we became more aware of the importance of zinc during our recent pandemic situation. Zinc is an immune nutrient, and it just made sense for us. We always promote oregano to support your immune system, but then we want to make sure. Yeah, and a lot of people know vitamin C, so a lot of people are covering their base. If you're not, go pick up some vitamin C right away. But what we've done is we said, okay, let's get zinc on the table for people. And, we like to do things whole food. So we found a great food source, which is Austrian pumpkin seeds. And so instead of giving you some kind of synthetic version, we decided to give you the whole food, number one top food source, which is pumpkin seed. And what this is it's actually a powder. I take it myself, and I've got my bag. And this is a powder that you can put into your smoothies. It's interesting because pumpkin is so nutrient rich that, maybe we should have called this purely mineral. It does have other minerals. It's got, number one, actually, it's a top source of magnesium. So, one serving gives you 3 milligrams of zinc, which is pretty substantial, about 30% of your daily value. But the magnesium is actually 50% of your daily value. You've got iron in here, almost 4 milligrams of iron per serving, and even some potassium and fiber. What I really like, Dr. Dehan, is the protein. There's 12 grams per serving. So it's like your protein powder, minerals all together. And vitamin C, we added the camu berry as well. Just makes sense. Put it with the zinc, get the immune effect. So yeah, you've got 300% of your vitamin C in here. And the best part, of course, it's all food and nothing synthetic.
Absolutely. And it says it right on the label there. Natural, ionic source, not synthetic. The Purely-Zinc Plus coming straight from Austrian pumpkin seed, rice bran, and camu. So critical nutrient, especially for men's health. Especially, I do a lot of prostate care here at the clinic, men's health optimization, testosterone support, and much more. You need zinc for all that,
Yeah, zinc is involved in hormonal health, and women as well. It's used by the thyroid.
Yes.
People talked about when they were having COVID and they were not able to smell and things like that. you know, I wouldn't say necessarily that it's 100% on the zinc, but we know that zinc
Right.
is required in your olfactory senses.
Yeah.
Zinc is one of those things. And if someone says they are having trouble with the smell or with vision or, with hearing, we do like to look at zinc and find out if that person could be deficient.
And I love that you guys included that nutrient breakdown on the back that tells you per 2 tablespoons exactly
Yeah.
what the consumer is getting. You're getting all, like you said, manganese at 110%, in just two
Yes.
tablespoons. So,
Thanks for calling that out. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
critical for our bones, and a lot of us, we grew up thinking it's just calcium, from milk. That's how
Yeah.
our bones are helped. But no, it's all these, including our teeth. It involves a lot of minerals. We don't get enough in the soil and the foods anymore. And I
Yeah.
love this a food source. Probably what I love the most, Dr. Dayon, is it actually tastes very good.
Uh huh.
There are some chalky protein powders and things I've tried that are out there. But this actually has a nice nutty pumpkin like flavor. So if you like pumpkin, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is a lot easier on the gut to digest than just a
Oh,
pure
yes.
protein isolate, which gives a lot of people GI distress. I've noticed that even personally, whenever I try to sneak in protein powder, I get stomach, upset. And so this is just
Yeah.
straight from food, which makes it easier on the gut. You want to highlight anything there?
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the isolate. I think it's an important point. There's a lot of protein bars and things like that are
Yes.
out there. Soy protein isolate is definitely a lot of these isolates, not all of them, even the pea protein isolate and some others. A common solvent that they have to use in order to isolate that protein
Right.
is hexane, which is a petrochemical derivative and obviously neurotoxic and not something that you'd want in your blood or in your system. So, that's also not very agreeable to our gut, which is why if you've ever experienced that upset stomach, that could be why.
Yep. Moving on to Black Seed. Let's do this. Black Seed Plus. We have a 90 capsule version. We even have oils, liquids available here through North American Herb and Spice. Black Seed. A lot of people are hearing about this on TikTok, Instagram over the years. Let's hear your
Yeah.
thoughts on
Well,
Black
I
Seed.
love that it's finally coming to the spotlight. We've been doing it since 1997. We've always been, I could say it was one of our early investments, that we looked into. It even rivals some of the properties of oregano, and it overlaps some of those properties. And some people find oregano to be very harsh, and whereas black seed can actually be more tolerated. So immune support, digestive powerhouse, if you have indigestion or you feel a little constipated or bloated, also it's great for the heart for things like blood pressure support and cholesterol balance. Blood sugar is incredible how it can help your body work more efficiently to help that blood sugar situation. There has been some studies coming out showing healthy A1C levels after using black seed for a while. And so we just love that black seed's so versatile. And it's even a cleanser of the blood. And, it helps detox the liver and the kidneys, supports inflammation, relief and things like that. What this is, so we have a soft gel with the oil, and most people are familiar with the oil who do know about black seed. Now, black seed does originate from the Middle East and things like that. But what they do in the Middle East, which is a little different than what they do in the United States, because they've been doing this for a long time, they actually consume the seeds, and they also sprinkle the powder on their foods, use it as a part of a dip for their bread, and so they're actually eating the black seed as well. And so we always like to look at the ethnobotanical implications of how people are doing it, where it comes from, and they're getting good blood sugar, blood pressure support, things like that, cholesterol balance. So we decided to put that into a capsule for you with some cumin and some red sour grape. And so that's what these Black Seed Plus capsules are all about. You can take them as a capsule, supporting those factors, but you can also sprinkle it on your food or on your salad and eat it like they do in the Middle East.
And here's that raw Black Seed Plus, mineral and polyphenol rich. This is the correct one I pulled up, right, Steven?
Yes.
Perfect. Whole black seed formula from North American Herb and Spice, heart healthy. And all this is evidence based. Tons of research on black seed. And this is just a clean four ingredient formula with the black seed, brown cumin, red sour grape, and then the Rus coriaria. And if you just even look at here, this study, one that I just pulled up while Stephen was talking there, on all the different things it's doing in the body to protect our health, anti arthritis, even black seed oil, nephroprotective, so it protects the kidneys, hepato, liver protective, and then it shows how it's doing that. If you want to really nerd out and go down the rabbit hole, it tells you like it down regulates beta catenin, VEGF, and all these different pathways of how it's anti-cancer exactly. And it's just really, really interesting. Bone regeneration as well. So it does so many, even mental health here, Stephen. Look at that with anti-depression, anti-anxiety.
Wow.
So it's
Remarkable.
just does a lot of good stuff here. And folks, just email us if you want a copy of this picture right here. We'll just send you the link. So, and there's that anti-diabetes that Stephen was mentioning down here
Amazing. I
as
think I'm
well.
gonna have to email you and get this graphic
Sure.
as well. This
Yeah,
is
it's a
really
good one.
cool.
It's a nice little summary. You can print that out even. And so that's black seed oil. And right here is one option here through North American Herb and Spice. We're not giving any medical advice, right, Stephen?
That's right. Yes. We basically just try to preserve what we find in nature that people have been using for a very long time. We like to help you learn more about the traditional uses. And we do share sometimes how people are, that our customers, how they, the experiences that they're getting. And I will just say too, if you're looking for something more on the potent side, and you're dealing with a few things you want to work on, some health goals, the oil does have that higher potency if you have to choose between the two. But some
Okay.
people like to use both because you can use the oil and the food and get the benefits together.
Perfect. So we covered Purely-Zinc here so far with Steven Harkins on episode 130. Black Seed Plus. Let's hear about ActiFem now. It's another capsule option. ActiFem. Tell us about this
Yes.
product. How's it differentiating maybe from what we've discussed so far?
So it's a good name for a
Yeah.
product that's really all about women's health, and it can be used, from the early, premenstrual cycle stage in small girls. I have a little daughter. I think we're gonna start her on it when she gets a few years older, and then even all the way into postmenopause. And what I love is it addresses the hormone imbalances that are so commonplace in today's world, and it uses all of the proven herbs that different cultures around the world have used for a long time. And so I'll give you some of these ingredients. Fennel, for example, which has been commonly used during that time of the month. And it's wonderful for digestion. So if you've got bloating and like stomach cramps and things like that, fennel just soothes that right away. It's really good in helping to soothe, the stomach area. And then also we've got royal jelly, which we have mentioned several times on this show because we really highly believe in it. It's the
Right.
exclusive food of the queen bee. It's excellent for reproductive health, fertility situations, and your thyroid and things like that. And we know with women, thyroid is a common theme. Us men, we might have prostate, we might have some other things going on, but thyroid is more common to be at issues with women. And it makes
Yeah.
sense. There's more hormone demands that a woman has to do in her body. And so you want to take care of that thyroid with things like royal jelly. And also iodine is a huge part of that picture. And that's why we put the raw kelp also in here as a whole food high source of iodine. Most women in America are deficient.
Right.
And then it's interesting when you look at the Asian cultures who do consume a lot of this kelp, they don't have many of the issues with their thyroid, breast, or ovaries as we see in the United States. So there are some studies that say, hey, maybe iodine is a missing piece for women's nutrition. And
Yeah.
so, you probably wouldn't just eat raw seaweed on your own, but we put it in there So you don't have to taste it. You can just get it with everything else.
Right.
Uh, there's so much good. Yeah, raspberry leaf, which is fantastic. It has a substance called fragerine
Hmm.
in there, and that has been shown to help balance hormones, women's
Yeah.
hormones, especially. Um, and of course, pantothenic acid, which is a B vitamin that supports the adrenals. So if you're under a lot of stress, um, anxiety, and everything that stress can cause, pantothenic acid helps your coping mechanism, your adrenals. So it's really a well thought out formula. All credit goes to Miss Judy Gray, the founder. She made this formula some time
Yeah.
ago, and we've helped a lot of people,
Yeah,
women.
this is addressing like 10 different health benefits, from the fennel can just calm inflammation and improve menstrual cycles, and then also with the gut health, fennel's really good for the gut. Then you got the fenugreek as well, which can help with diabetes, blood sugar support, so many different benefits to this. How about pairing this with the Purely-Zinc? Would that maybe be a good idea?
Oh, that's super smart because you've got the best herbs for hormone balance, and then you're putting something like zinc, which is absolutely a part of that picture. So yeah, you put the two together, and you're really covering a lot of bases with just two products.
Amazing. Thanks, Stephen, for highlighting that. That was ActiFem, like active and female. ActiFem. Come talk to Stan, the demo man, folks. He's here Tuesday through Saturday at the front of the store here, Healthy Habit Health Foods, demoing products, giving samples, giving literature, books authored by the late, great Dr. Cass Ingram, the legend, which, we've been discussing this even way back with him. He was breaking down all the different herbs and formulas here at North American. So, yeah, come talk to Stan, the demo man. He'll get you guys taken care of with everything we're discussing here today with Steven Harkins. So we've covered the Purely-Zinc, Stephen. We've hit on Black Seed Plus, and I already sent you the picture that I showed there earlier.
Oh, thank you.
ActiFem, and then let's hit on Resvital here, Resveratrol. People have heard of this. Let's just cover this specific product because it's, again, in North American urban spice fashion. It's coming straight from food, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, yes, yes. This was a product that I kind of ignored for a while working at the company. And because I didn't know what to do with it, I didn't know what it was about. And I was just focused on other things. You can only take so many products in a day. But I found out about this. This is a product that Miss Judy actually uses a lot herself. And so I started asking her, and she explained to me that this grape, which is a sour grape, it's from the Middle East. It's a young grape, so it's not very sweet. And we freeze dry it. It has high amounts of chromium and potassium, and the chromium in particular is excellent for blood sugar balance and regulation in the body. And so who thinks about chromium? None of us, like we're thinking about zinc and magnesium and vitamin C. But if you're deficient in chromium, you could have some serious blood sugar and insulin sensitivity issues. Or if you already have those, chromium is a lot of times a missing, you're often depleted in it. And so if you add that in, you can really help. It's a blood builder as well. And it's, of course, good for your blood sugar. So think about the blood and the health of your blood. The life is really in the blood, and it circulates all over the body. It's used in your heart and all of that. And you want to make sure there's not too much sugar and all of that. So, how we talked about the just now, the black seed capsules, the powder. That's why black seed is already really good for blood sugar balance. So we added the red sour grape to that. And then you also get the potassium, which is also needed for your muscles, that it's needed for your pH balance, and of course your heart health. And so this is very much a heart, blood support, blood sugar, and even cholesterol balance. They have a lot of studies relating healthy cholesterol to um, red sour grape and the different components in there.
Right. Talk about just a solid anti aging formula and taking pressure and stress off that cardiovascular system, right? And
Absolutely.
so this is straight from red sour grape, folks. Crude red sour grape powder, devoid of chemical processing, the freshest grape extract available. Okay, this is sun dried. It's a sun dried formula full of photonic energy, full of that resveratrol, which a lot of people they drink wine to get that, Steven. But you'd
Oh
have to
yeah.
drink like 14 bottles of red wine to hit 1,000 milligrams of a beneficial amount, right? So this
Yeah,
is
this
much
is more efficient.
without all the poison.
No poison.
So
And yeah, that they used to tote red wine, and that was a marketing ploy,
yeah,
really. And it's kind of been debunked. Yes, there's some in there, but you can get far more in the red sour grape. And it's all about heart health, right? I mean, we have such a heart epidemic going on. And then also the resveratrol, I did want to mention that is the most, they've identified it as the most important antioxidant for the heart muscle. And, it's even been in some studies, they relate it with cancer, but you will let people read those studies for
yeah,
themselves. But yeah, resveratrol is one of those, when we think anti-aging, we can't really say that without saying antioxidants,
right, right.
so that is the trick. And like I said, Miss Judy uses this every day. And she was showing me her arm, like her skin on her arm yesterday.
Uh huh.
And I was just, everything's tight,
Yeah.
and it's other women her age have a lot of wrinkles. And
Yeah, yeah.
she's like, it's the antioxidants. That's what
That's
separates it.
Yeah, and that's backed by, I mean, it makes sense. The anti-inflammatory benefits of this can have an effect on the skin, on the outside of the body too. It's not just inside. So if you look at the full ingredient list here, we just have red sour grape powder. That's it. So it's a really clean formula, and this is the Resvital. And we're just trying to give you folks options of what's going on here at North American Urban Spice that we might have not hit on in recent episodes here with Steven. So I hope you're taking notes, folks. We got Black Seed Plus, Resvital, which is straight from the red sour grape, the crude extract. We hit on the ActiFem as well, and Purely-Zinc. So, and that takes us almost to the end of our segment here with Steven Harkins here today on episode 130 of the Healthy Habit Podcast. We do have time to hit the NukeProtect. I think that's what it's called. NukeProtect. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I
That's
don't think
another,
we've ever covered this one.
it's nice to do something new.
Yeah.
Uh, and by the way, with the red sour grape, you can actually put that powder in water, stir it up, and drink it
Oh,
just like that, just so you know an easy way to go about it. So yeah, the Nuke Protect, that is, it's funny the name, but there's a reason for it.
yeah.
If you were to, God forbid, a nuclear blast went off anywhere in your vicinity, and you had this potassium iodide, which is the main ingredient in here,
Yeah.
you could actually potentially survive and get out, because it would actually protect your thyroid from receiving that radiation that other people would be getting. So that's kind of the thought behind the name. But on a practical daily basis, this is a higher dose of iodine than what you get from kelp alone. And this could be something where you have something you want to work on. Some of the natural practitioners that we work with, Dr. Dehan, they call upon this because somebody has an issue, it could be with the breast, with the ovaries again, and with the thyroid. And they're saying, oh my goodness, you're so depleted in iodine. Maybe they did an iodine test and they saw that it absorbed it right away, which is how they know when they put it on your skin that you really need it. They'll give you a bigger dose. And that's what this is for. My wife actually used this in her pregnancy, especially in the third trimester, because Miss Judy fortunately coached us through this and said, hey, the baby, they actually, for brain function, and not just for infants, but even for us,
Right.
we need the iodine. And so I always thought it was just thyroid health.
Yeah.
But every cell in the body uses iodine.
Hmm.
We have been exposed to things like bromine in the foods, and
Right.
also fluoride in the water. And that actually depletes your iodine. And again, we're not eating seaweed.
Right.
And we're not really probably eating a lot of seafood. And so this is a way to recharge yourselves with that iodine component, support the brain, and reclaim your hormonal health.
Wow. Again, NukeProtect, just as the name suggests, protecting you from radiation, maybe even Wi-Fi protection. What do you think about that with all the EMFs around us?
I'd love to test for that, especially with the whole 5G thing right now,
Yeah.
because there are some high frequencies. There's the Wi-Fi routers, there's the phones, there's the everything, the airport scanners, the microwaves. And it's interesting. Chaga has for radiation, chaga, which is in this formula, has been studied to help the body, support that detox of
Yep.
radioactive exposure. So I know with radiation, yes. Um, and I also know this is a powerful antioxidant formula. You may wonder why oregano and cumin is in here and Rus coriaria. So we have to harken back to the antioxidants. And
Yeah.
so cumin, oregano, and rosemary are explosive in the ORAC, in the level of antioxidants. They just berries and things like that are way down here. The herbs are on the top of the mountain, and cumin is specifically has been shown to be like a whole food alternative to NAC, meaning that it can even help your body boost your own glutathione, your
Yeah.
master antioxidant levels, several 100%. And
Wow.
so that's a part of your body being able to handle all this extra stress and free radicals.
Unbelievable. And again, you kind of hinted at it. This is also supporting the thyroid big time with the selenium in there, chaga, kelp, and even pharmaceutical grade, the potassium iodine.
It's the whole
So
formula, definitely.
amazing. This could be potentially another good pair with that Purely-Zinc that we highlighted at the beginning of this
Hmm,
program here today. So, well,
indeed.
that takes us to the end of this one, Stephen, episode 130. Always appreciate your time, my friend. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on.
Appreciate it. Love the tree and love the sign.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you next time.
Take care.